Prince Harry has always been emotional, always been honest, always worn his heart on his sleeve. But in recent months, those closest to him say his emotions have gone from soft to shattered. Sources say he isn't sleeping, he's pacing. He's watching everything online like a man waiting for impact. And one night, according to a legal consultant who has worked with the Sussex team, Harry finally broke. The consultant claims Harry confessed that Meghan never carried their children, that the official story released to the world was only the version Meghan insisted on telling, and that he went along with it because he believed it was necessary to protect their family. But instead of protecting it, that secret has turned into the heaviest weight he has ever carried. A weight so heavy that even palace insiders say Harry now looks like he's imploding from the inside out. This is the moment the illusion started to crack. And once that crack appeared, the truth began leaking through. And this is where the real story begins. This brings us to the woman who now stands at the center of everything. Her name, kept private for legal reasons, is known only as DL. And she isn't whispering anymore. DL says she was more than a surrogate. She claims she is the biological mother of both Archie and Lee. She says she has the DNA connection. She has the paperwork. She has the emails and the hospital files. And she says she has the truth that Meghan and Harry tried to bury. For years, DL lived quietly under a strict NDA, told never to speak, never to reveal herself, never to exist publicly. She was promised silence. She was promised safety. She was promised payment. But according to her, she was left with none of those things. No final compensation, no recognition, not even a wellness check after giving birth. Just silence and then eraser. And DL says she will not be erased again. To understand how DL became part of this explosive story, we have to go back to late 2018. That was when she was approached by an intermediary linked to a high-end fertility clinic, one used by wealthy families who needed absolute secrecy. The message was simple. A high-profile couple needed help. The arrangement would be private, the compensation would be generous, and her identity would never be connected to the children publicly. She signed the NDAs. She entered the clinic system. The medical paperwork was drawn up with extreme caution. Every step was taken quietly. So quietly that DL says even the clinic staff were given limited information about who the intended parents were. She carried the pregnancy. She followed every medical instruction. She delivered safely, and then she was pushed out of the story. This is where the story begins to darken, because what DL says happened next doesn't just challenge the Sussex narrative. It threatens to rewrite royal history. When Archie was born in May 2019, the world saw smiling pictures, glowing headlines, and a royal couple telling everyone they wanted privacy. But DL says what the world saw wasn't the truth. According to her, Archie was already 2 weeks old when Harry and Meghan stepped out to introduce him. 2 weeks. That means the famous moment where reporters were told Meghan had just gone into labor was part of a carefully timed story meant to hide the real timeline. DL claims she had already delivered him quietly in Colorado. No royal photographers, no hectic hospital scene, just a private birth followed by silence. Meanwhile, across the ocean, the palace released vague statements. Meghan was in labor. Then minutes later, Archie had already arrived. It didn't make sense then, but no one questioned it because the world assumed the Sussexes just wanted a different experience. But DL says that wasn't privacy. It was a coordinated rollout, a way to present Meghan as a new mother without ever showing a real hospital moment. What makes this even stranger is how Meghan appeared in the days that followed. Perfectly rested, no signs of a difficult labor, standing tall in heels only 2 days after allegedly giving birth. At the time, people said she handled pregnancy beautifully. But now, according to DL's account, the reason Meghan looked untouched was simple. She hadn't been through labor at all. And the introduction of Archie wasn't a celebration. It was a performance. If DL is telling the truth, then hiding a pregnancy isn't just about photos or public appearances. It's about paperwork. And according to her, the paperwork is where everything went dark. DL says her name does not appear on any medical file that the public would ever see. Not on the discharge forms, not on the birth certificate, not on a single official document connected to Archie. She claims she was explicitly told, no trace of you can remain, not even a signature. This was done, she says, to keep the royal story clean, to make sure that Meghan looked like she fulfilled the role expected of a royal mother. But even the official documents that do exist raise questions. Months after Archie's birth, Meghan's name was suddenly removed from his birth certificate. At the time, Meghan's spokesperson called it a clerical decision. But now with DL's claims, some sources believe that change was intentional, a way to keep legal eyes away from inconsistent details. And there's more. DL says the fertility clinic, the intermediary, and even the payment records were all designed to keep her identity invisible. She says she wasn't just cut off emotionally, she was cut out legally, as if her involvement had never happened. And yet behind the scenes, she kept everything, the agreements, the emails, the clinic receipts. She kept them because her silence was supposed to be honored, because she believed she would be compensated fairly. because she trusted the system she was entering. But when all of that was taken from her, and when she realized she had been replaced by a story that didn't include her, she decided to stop hiding. And with that, the entire narrative around the royal births began to unravel. At first glance, this may look like a private dispute between two adults and a broken contract, but that's not what makes this story explosive. What makes it explosive is royal law. If Meghan did not give birth to Archie and Leet, and if no official surrogacy disclosure was made under UK legal requirements, then the children's royal status becomes complicated. Very complicated. Royal succession isn't just symbolic, it's legal. It requires lineage to be traceable, verifiable, and officially documented. A hidden surrogate breaks every part of that chain. And according to insiders, the palace is quietly terrified. This is no longer a simple question of did Meghan carry the children. This is now a question of whether the monarchy was misled, whether the public was misled, and whether the entire line of succession was built on a story instead of the truth. Behind palace walls, advisors are reportedly working late into the night. Lawyers are examining every piece of the Sussex narrative, because if DL presents her evidence publicly, it won't just embarrass the royal family. It may require rewriting royal history. As the story grows louder, Meghan Markle grows quieter. Not strategically quiet, but missing. No events, no speeches, no polished photo shoots, no surprise podcasts, no carefully staged appearances, not even a simple statement. People who once worked closely with her say that Meghan has gone into a kind of self-imposed lockdown. Hollywood contacts whisper that producers who were once eager to attach her name to projects are suddenly backing away politely, quietly, but firmly. And it isn't hatred, it's fear. No one wants to stand beside a potential royal implosion. The silence is especially strange because Meghan has never been a woman who hides. She has always been expressive, outspoken, ready to reclaim her narrative. But now the silence feels less like control and more like calculation. She's waiting, watching, studying how bad this will get before she decides her next move. Sources who used to work on her media team said it simply: she's not staying silent because she wants to. She's staying silent because she has to. Because if DL truly steps forward with the documents she claims to have, Meghan's next move may be the most important moment of her entire public life. While Meghan disappears, Harry crumbles. Friends say he's barely recognizable from the energetic prince the world once knew. He's anxious, he's short-tempered, he's drifting away from Meghan and spending long stretches alone. Sources say he is overwhelmed by guilt, not for choosing surrogacy. That is not a crime, but for choosing secrecy, for agreeing to a story that now threatens to break apart everything he fought to protect. According to someone close to their circle, Harry muttered a devastating confession. "I just wanted to protect my family. I didn't think it would go this far." Those words echo through every part of this unraveling saga. Harry once said he left the royal family to shield his loved ones, to create a safer, healthier life. But somewhere along the way, that mission twisted into something else, a performance he could no longer maintain. Now, as DL prepares to speak, Harry faces the hardest truth of all. The story he helped build is collapsing, and he can no longer hold it up alone. While the palace freezes and the Sussexes retreat, DL prepares to step into the spotlight. Her team says she is ready to speak, ready to show what she has, ready to reveal the truth she says was buried beneath NDAs and royal secrecy. Across the ocean, Buckingham Palace is still. No denials, no confirmations, only the quiet tension of a centuries-old institution bracing for an earthquake. Inside Montecito, the Sussex home is reportedly tense and silent, too. Meghan hiding from the storm she feels closing in. Harry pacing through long, sleepless nights, whispering words no one ever expected to hear from a prince of the realm. And DL, she stands on the edge of history, holding documents that could redefine what it means to be born into royalty. If she steps forward, the public won't just learn a secret. They will watch an illusion fall apart, because this story is no longer about gossip. It is no longer about rumors or speculation. It is about identity, lineage, and truth, the pillars that hold up the royal family itself. For years, the world watched Meghan and Harry craft a narrative of modern love, new beginnings, and emotional honesty. But now, the curtain has been pulled back, and what stands behind it is not a fairy tale, but a fracture. A fracture widening by the day, and if DL brings her evidence into the light, that fracture may become the moment royal history turns. A moment when the world realizes that the most carefully curated royal story of the modern age was built not on tradition, not on truth, but on silence. The monarchy waits, the public waits, the world waits, and as the countdown continues, one truth rises above all others. When evidence enters the room, even the grandest illusions tremble.